Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Already in this wild start of the season, seeing some crazy times like most hits around 30 seconds. But crazy times doesn't always mean easy hits, and especially when it's annoying losing by just 1 or 2 seconds. So today we'll try doing some hits and seeing how we can really optimize them and how to throw abilities the right way, because even small differences can really add up. As far as the tree goes, we did end up opening 5 ER, and still reaching the end of the tree, already got Speed Serum and Defib. And what we're going to open today is really the last main ability, getting Remote Hack. Even though it's super cheap to upgrade, we'll kind of leave it right now. And next, maybe saving for, I think, the Rifle Boost. And after the Rifle Boost, we'll go ahead and get some building damage, GBE, but mainly getting that building health. Especially being the only building health of the season, we really want that to slow down a few other people's hits. And as we do the hits, it mainly comes down to planning. So when we're doing these 25 or 30-second hits, you really want to be scouting for twice that long. Having a mental plan of exactly where to throw abilities, when to use them, where to drop your troops. So as we do hits, we can rewatch them and kind of see why we did what we did. Still rocking with no IT, so hoping we don't lose too many. And I think right now it's still not too bad. So we'll see how it goes. Got a match over here. This 5 ER with 30 building health. And kind of like a base like we're running. So one thing we can do is even just use Defib for those 2 ERs, and the rest of the Seekers spread out on this side. Mainly we want to use Defib to kill at least 1 or 2 ERs. And because it's kind of an instant spawn, we can do them even on these bottom ones. So we'll probably do like 2 Defibs between the ERs, 2 shocks on those machine guns, and then just 1 speed serum in the middle. Because once these ERs go down, we can send a few Seekers on the left side for that ER, and then a few more on the right. So the main thing is dropping the Defib first. Since there's 1 shock mine, we'll do 1 cryo bomb, then 2 Defibs, 2 shocks. And as the troops are coming out, we'll wait just a bit and do 1 serum. Dropping 3 Seekers on the left, 5 on the right. So the Seekers are going on the right side. We can do maybe a couple cryo bombs. We for sure want serum on the right side, and we'll do 1 hack. Turn to spam. Not enough for a serum, but maybe not a bad time. Getting a 330. So you saw, because we defibbed out those 2 ERs, the Seekers can go straight to the back ones. And over here, looks like it's good enough. And you might notice we were super fast on the drop, because that's really the point of where planning comes in. You want to know exactly where you're going to drop troops, what abilities you're going to use, because once you have that plan in motion, you can just go ahead and do it. Like we knew we were going to do 1 cryo bomb, at least clearing those mines, then 1 defib on each ER, and then getting a shot going, mainly on the machine gun. And as the rifles spawn in, usually takes like 5 to 10 seconds, and do 1 serum along this whole side. Because once that's done, you're using all those abilities just to kill those ERs. So knowing the order too, because if you use serum early, then you're only getting a few rifles. If you use cryo late, then you might slow down your rifles. So just really getting that order in motion. Most cases it is cryo first, and then doing defib, followed by shocks, and the last thing you want to do is serum. And the main point of that is realizing that these 2 ERs are just going to go down. Because then you realize there's maybe 3 ERs left. So sure, you can do all your Seekers on one side, but it is faster if you split them up. That's why we did 3 Seeks for only 1 ER, and then 5 for the other 2. And you can also have some idea of what other abilities you're going to use. Like we know there's a few mines there that need 1 cryo bomb. You don't always need to shock launchers. Even if they're just slowed down, it can often be enough. And also, whenever you're using serum on seekers, you want to do it right before they're at ERs, because serum doesn't really speed up their movement speed. It's only their attack speed that really gets that bonus. And if you try the hit and let's say it didn't work out, it's rewatching your replay, seeing where you can save maybe even just 1 or 2 seconds. But with that hit, we can pick up one chest. And this one getting that rifle boost, which is pretty big. You get around a 35% increase, both health and damage. With a bonus also being it's only 6 keys. And again, now we're saving for building health. Since we have the keys, we can open building damage. Not going to use any tokens on it. And for at least just a little bit, we will leave Defib at tick 3. If there's anything else to upgrade, maybe just a touch on some troop damage. So we'll take this one to level 3. And this one's already at level 3, so we'll leave it there. We do want to save a bit more tokens on upgrading GBE and building health, so we'll leave it like that. Got another match over here. This one a 6 ER. And we faced quite a few of them, especially since you can really beat any ER you want. And most ones with this layout, we're always going to defib this middle one, seeing that this shock launcher is not really in range. So we can defib from the bottom, and the rifles that come out, you can always flare them. So we'll go ahead defib from the bottom, and just to be safe, we'll shock that shock launcher. So 2 defibs flaring down this ER. And in the other troops, we can do kind of a simple drop. Doing, let's say, 4 seekers from this side. They'll get these 2 ERs and then move on left. And then 4 more seekers on the far right, getting the other ERs. So always starting every hit with defib. We'll do a shock first. 2 defibs and flaring that ER. 4 seekers over here with 1 cryobomb. And we'll drop 4 on the right side. As you're getting close, we'll do a serum. That ER is dead, which is good. And the shock launcher even dies. We'll do a cryobomb right there. And then just a few more serums. Because we cryobombed, we don't have to worry about the right shock launcher. And then just one last serum. So 331 on a 6 ER. Again, really fast hits, but we can break it down after. And seeing if it's fast enough. But looks like it is. And at least for right now, we are noticing a lot of 6 ERs with this similar kind of layout. It's usually 1 ER here, and then maybe 2 on this side, and then just a few more towards the back. But every single time we face this kind of base, we're always going to defib this ER. And with that, you can use 2 defibs, and just seeing how many shocks you need. Definitely any shock launchers. If there's just 1 mortar or machine gun, you can kind of ignore it. Especially with the rifle boost, they can survive quite a bit. If let's say the shock launcher was over here, we can always do a second shock. But this ER has to go down because then you can see what the pathing is. You'll do 4 seekers that get these 2 ERs, then move on here. And then the other 4 on the right side, go for those 2. So that middle ER really helps out speeding up the hit. And after you do defib and some shocks, remember that 1 flare. Every time you flare, all the rifles that come out of defib go onto the ER. And other than that, seeing if we need to do a cryobomb anywhere. I think we might have done one here. But on these 6 ERs, using serums too to really speed up the seekers. Like we said before, using serum when they're around the ERs so their attack speed is really sped up. So we did 1 serum on this side. Eventually we know there's some shock mines there, so 1 cryobomb for those mines. He might have gotten this one too. And as the right seekers are moving along, just another serum to finish it off. So if you're trying out these kind of hits on 6 ERs and let's say not getting these fast times, and you can always just watch a replay and see where you can save even 1 or 2 seconds. Maybe you missed a cryobomb and you could have done that a bit sooner or later, Maybe you forgot to serum, or you let a shock launcher hit your troops once. So even the smallest details, just look for and see how you can be a little bit faster. We got another match over here. This one, another 6 ER. Looks a little bit dirty with some damage jams, 30 building damage. So we can still try to defib 1 ER. This shock launcher you can't shock. So not only are we going to defib 1 ER, but we'll also do a defib maybe above this shield. Distract that shock launcher a little bit. And we can maybe even just do all the Seekers on the right side. Because if this ER goes down with defib, then the Seekers go to this one, then these other two, and 2 more at the end. We are going to make sure we cryo bomb, clearing all these mines, and maybe 1 serum as we get closer. So start with all the Seekers. We'll get 1 cryo bomb going, 1 defib on the top, and 2 right there. Get 1 serum right there. Making sure we shock the shock launcher that we can. And we'll get 1 more serum a bit to the right with a cryo bomb. A little late on that, but let's try 1 more serum. And looks like we'll pull a 334. So just knowing that when there's different bases, which ER you can defib, that's gonna speed up the hit. And taking that win. We aren't gonna break down this hit too much since it's not really a popular layout. But the main thinking when seeing the base is which ER you can defib to have the most impact. Knowing that if we leave this ER alive, then after these 3 ERs, they'll probably wrap all the way around the gap and head to this one. Especially since it's not protected too well, 2 defibs alone could get that ER down. And otherwise, making sure we cryo bomb all the mines, using serums when we can, and any shock launchers we can take care of, we can just go ahead and shock. Even a bit late on the cryo bomb, still fine because you use serum and Seekers are just moving way too fast. Got another match over here, this one being a 5 ER. And on these kind of bases, since these ERs are very, I guess, exposed, you can use a defib to just take down the ER. Since we have remote hack, I think it's the first time we're going to use it. We can try, let's say on the left side, hacking that shock launcher, and maybe the 2 boom cannons should take it down. And this one here, we can just shock it maybe once. So if we defib 1 per each ER, that means we can do, let's say 5 Seekers on the left and 3 on the right. So always starting with defib, can do that first, hacking this shock launcher and shocking this one. And maybe even a serum on one of them. We'll kind of see. Probably this top one since we really want that to go down. So 1 defib each side, hack the top SL. We'll do 5 Seeks on the left, 3 on the right. Looks like we don't really need to do any serum. We'll get a cryo bomb going there. And maybe 1 more with just a few serums. So really want to speed up those Seekers, because all it takes is a few seconds to take down the ER. And we'll pull a 333. Just seeing if it's fast enough. But looks like it is. Again, seeing that base where we notice that we can defib a few ERs to really help the pathing. All we need is 1 for each ER. If there are some other buildings and we have shock bombs that can help out. And seeing that we don't always need only shocks for dealing with shock launchers. Maybe the right one over here, but we have remote hack now, so can deal with another one. But every single hit starting with those defibs and dealing with the shock launchers. As soon as you get the defibs and shocks down, you want to get the Seekers going. Because once they get to the ramp, that's when the ERs are already dead. A lot of times you can save a few seconds by just dropping your seekers a little bit faster. And then any cryo bombs, only using speed serum when they're right next to the ER, because they get more bonus from that attack speed. And we can try one more hit. Got a match over here. This one 5 ER with a bit more defense. Looks like he's got flames and cannons. So we can see maybe still trying the similar kind of hit. If we try to defib this middle ER, it might be a little tough to get some in the back. But noticing that these two ERs are pretty close together. So if we do a cryo bomb, we can do defib and maybe just kill these two. In that case, really spreading out these troops. We know that 4 seekers are going to go to this ER and probably this left one. So we can just do 4 and then delay 4 after we do the defib. Whenever a shock launcher is here, you can always shock it from the right side. So we'll go ahead and try that. 4 seekers and a cryo bomb. 1 cryo bomb here. Get 2 defibs and then 2 shocks. And 4 more on the right side. And then get that serum going. We do want to wait a bit more and get 1 more shock going. And then really just flare that ER. 1 more serum. And then just a bit late on this one, but 334. Screen was shaking too, because just so many abilities, what you gotta watch out for. And that one was a bit tougher too, since we're defibbing in the middle of a bunch of defenses. So we'll still break that down, but that's gonna get us 17. So with this chest, letting us pick up some GBE, we have enough to upgrade it to, I think maybe level 3. It really helps out on just using even more abilities. And next chest is going to be building health, we'll try to max it out. And after that, really saving for 6 ER. So the reason we decided to defib the back ERs instead of any of the middle ones was it's really tough to defib 3 ERs, especially when you have a lot more defenses like some mortars to deal with, some critter launchers here, and if you only defib, let's say 2 of the 3, it's not really enough value to help out your seekers. Like taking out these 2 ERs, some seekers still need to worry about this one, and maybe it can work out, but if seekers even go to this one, they want to wrap all the way around over here and then back. Doesn't really make for a fast time. So noticing instead that, well, these 2 ERs are kind of close together, so if we do want to defib right in the middle, once they kill a few buildings, they're in that perfect spot for both ERs. So really planning out both seekers and the defibs. Do want to do at least 1 cryo bomb, especially for that shock launcher, and clearing a few mines too. Because you know 4 seekers go to this ER, then this one. And you can't do the 4 on the right until this ER dies. So that's why we drop 4 first with a cryo bomb. And then over here, doing that same order of abilities. Get a cryo bomb going first, slow down buildings and clear mines. And depends what you're comfortable with, if you want to do shocks first or defib. Ideally you want to do defib first because it takes a while for the rifles to spawn. But doing 2 of those, 1 shock on all that junk. And whenever a shock launcher is like that, if you do a shock, I guess right in that corner, it should always be enough to reach that shock launcher. If you have to zoom in all the way to throw that shock, you can go ahead and do that. But once you throw these cryo bombs, defibs, and shocks, then as the rifles are spawning, you just do 1 serum. And not forgetting that you still want to drop 4 seekers to go to this ER. If it's still too complicated, then maybe it's fine dropping all 8 boats and hoping that some of them split maybe to the right side. But you saw in that hit that even those seekers were struggling a bit with those shock mines. So again, doing defib, a couple shocks. As the rifles are going, you do a serum. And then the delayed seekers go straight to this ER. Remembering that you can always flare rifles too. So as soon as this right ER goes down, we want to flare this one. And again, this shock launcher was a little bit annoying. I think it hit a seekers once or twice. But there is that room for error. So as long as you try to do the abilities in the right order, it should be okay. And now we can go ahead and find the giveaway winners from Sunday's video. And we're going to do 5 giveaways with each person winning 400 diamonds, 400 time savers, and 5 build tokens. So let's see who they are. We'll just copy this link, and using this website where picks those random comments. So that should be good. We're going to make sure there's no duplicates, and we'll include replies in case someone just commented off of someone else. And let's see who those 5 winners are. For those who do win, just make sure you reach out. Discord might be the easiest. There's a link in the description, but it could be any way of just contacting us. So it's loading up a bunch of comments. Looks like 273 unique ones. And the first winner is gonna be Rick1212. So congrats, Rick. And we'll choose one more. We got this person right there. And the third winner is gonna be Mojo. And the fourth winner, got this person right there. And last but not least, we got our final winner. And that's Fort Punch. So congrats to you 5. Just make sure to reach out and we'll get you those prizes. And we'll probably be doing the same giveaway before next season, so stay tuned. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.